I had to come prepared today because I don't know what the media was on yesterday with Coach Schottenheimer and their press conference. But let them act up today. Y'all already see what type of timing it is. It's a real YN party, and you cannot get in. Man, shut your up. All right, man. Y'all better not be on that BS, bro. Don't be on that BS, man. Y'all see, I'm suited and booted to get ignorant.
Calvin?
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. When you talk about moving forward, today's practice is
And he don't deserve no more questions, the goofy-ass questions he asked. And I ain't even show y'all one of the most egregious questions asked yesterday by Calvin Watkins, old, crusty, dusty, Clarence Hill look-alike, Bum Bayless ass. Oh, my goodness, bro. Hey, man, let's get right into it. Bum Bayless and Budget Bayless, the Bayless brothers.
Process, how difficult will it be, or is it easy? What do you think about that?
You know, I think most of us, I know myself, I'm excited to get back out there and just, do what I love to do with the people I love doing it with. I think the players feel that way. We had good energy this morning in the meetings. The meetings were very productive. And like I said yesterday, we're ready to get this week underway and put our best foot forward, getting ready to honor Marshawn.
Is there a certain point where you say you have counselors and all that? Will they be here throughout the course of the season, or you just tell the counselors?
Hey, man. At some point, are y'all going to stop? Fuck. Huh. Why y'all so concerned with this?
Stay here until as long as we.
Yeah, we'll provide whatever our guys need.
Who y'all,
the answer
fucking
is there's people
therapists?
always in the building, and we can get more if we need them. But again, I think I was really encouraged by
old
our
Dr.
guys
Do
this
Little
morning.
Do Right
They were
looking
back
head
to
ass
groups and stuff this morning before meetings, and the energy was good. So again, I think like I said to them, we're not done honoring Marshawn, but we have business to take care of, and the best way of honoring him is to take care of business.
Brian, Ali Jawagi, LLS. Just looking at Monday's matchup, there's a lot of familiarity for you on that sideline. Pete Carroll, his
Thank
sons,
you.
and Joe Philbin as well.
Whoever the F this was, thank you. I don't even know what his name was or where he was from, but thank you. Ask about the game.
In general, how does it feel to go up against those guys, especially one being your former boss who you learned under for a couple years?
Yeah, I mean, they're people I'm very close to. I've talked glowingly about Pete, and I feel that way. It'll be great to see him. And again, it's just that's the best part of this business is the people side of it, and that's what I really look forward to. You guys know me; I'm a people person, but I love getting to see those guys before or after the game and just getting a chance to catch up. And he's been so instrumental to me in my career and how I view my job and my position here with the Cowboys that I've talked to him, but I haven't really probably shared with him how much he means to me, and I will.
Brian Thompson with ESPN. With Overshow and coming back, do you temper expectations? Do you expect him to be the guy you saw last year before he got hurt? How do you view what he's been able to do and what he can do?
I just want him to play free. I really do. I can't answer that question, Todd. I don't want to put too much pressure on Demo. He hasn't played
Todd
in a long
Archer.
time, but he hasn't forgotten
The
how to
age
play
of the
either.
chaos.
But I will know this: he will be running to the football. He will be making plays, and but we're going to be smart. Is it fair to say he's going to play the entire game? Maybe, we'll see. But there is kind of a ramp up pitch count that we have to see how he's feeling. But he can't wait. He's really excited along with the other guys.
How have you guys gone about getting Quinn Williams and Logan Wilson up to speed since coming on board with the bye week and obviously everything that's transpired?
Yeah, again.
Yeah, thanks for stealing our questions that we gave y'all as examples that y'all could have effing asked yesterday.
For veterans, it's been a little bit maybe unusual. Just
Don't tell me not to yell. Shut your bitch ass up and quit watching this video. Ain't nobody forcing y'all goofy asses to watch these videos. Quit yelling. Shut up. There's plenty of content creators who don't yell, and they suck compared to me. Go watch them.
The good news is Quinnen obviously knows A-Dub. He's been around A-Dub, so there's some translation there. Logan's very, very bright.
I'm going
He's
to
been
make you
around,
laugh.
Football for a long time. But I've just been blown away by both Logan and Quinnen's professionalism. You talk about two guys excited to come into a new program, new situation, and then of course the tragedy happens, and those guys have been just incredible through this whole moment. And I know Quinnen talks all the time about his faith, and you can see how real that is to him. But in terms of them being ready, they'll be ready from a mental standpoint, and I'm excited to watch them move around today.
John Schroeder with The Athletic. You're obviously in a difficult spot, having try and help the team move forward and doing things the right way. How do you know what to do, and do you lean on somebody else, or how do you?
John, enough is fucking enough. Y'all didn't get this out y'all fucking system yesterday, John. I love you, John, but damn, John.
What's kind of like guiding you through this process?
It's a good question. You know, John, I think I try to lean on my
They
instinct.
asked it 80 times yesterday in 80 different ways. It's not a good question. Shoddy, your nice ass.
I have pretty good instincts. I wish I could talk to my pops.
Told you I got the shiesty on today. I'm on that timing. It's pissing me off.
I actually do talk to my pops some in prayer and things like that. But I have people I talk to. But honestly, I talk a lot to the players. You know, I love those guys, man. And they're the ones that matter the most to me. You know, how you doing? How you feeling? What are you feeling? And again, their energy today
Besides your wife and
fuels
kids.
me and feeds my spirit to where I can walk up here today and feel, you know, more like myself than I did, you know, yesterday. And each day helps the healing process. Does that mean that we're going to have guys that go out there today and don't have, you know, a lot of emotions? No, there'll be a lot of emotions. Tomorrow, the next day, you know, Monday night before we kick off, there'll be emotions. But it's my job to kind of prepare those guys on what to expect as well. Like, I want them to know what we're doing, which I will share with them as it gets closer. What are we doing to honor Marshawn before the game, just so they can kind of prepare for when it happens, because they deserve that. And I want them to be able to go in this game and play the game the way they love to play, which is free, with their hair on fire, running the football and being physical.
And then, will today be a typical practice like you normally have? I guess, what would it be on a Monday game? This would be more like a Thursday, but is that how it will be, or is there anything changed about today?
It's a little shorter, just because, you know, we haven't done football for a while. They moved around yesterday, or 2 days ago, which was good. It's going to be a little shorter. About
Damn, bro, so they haven't practiced in 2 weeks and we got a game in 3 days? We play Monday. They haven't been on the field at all. I get it, but damn. Oh, we're going to get cooked by the Raiders. Oh, my confidence is shot. These boys ain't even practiced. I understand. Bills still have to be paid.
minutes. It's normally an hour and 45, and we'll make up for that some tomorrow with the mock and things like that. But today's really about kind of getting back, letting these guys focus. My big push to them this morning was it's about this game's going to come down to execution. You know, we have to execute. If we execute well, I feel good about it, and that starts with what fundamentals. So you'll see us do a lot of fundamental work out there today, but we'll get the team stuff in, and it's kind of a Wednesday for us. So today will be a first and second down emphasis, leading into a normal flow of a 7-day week.
Nick Harris, Sports Star Telegram. I know you want to give away everything.
All right, Shotty. You said it was a normal flow, so okay. But I did just think about, damn, it's Thursday, and this is the first time they practicing?
For everything that's happened, what changes were you guys able to talk about and get implemented throughout the bye week?
Yeah, again, I think, the biggest thing is we kind of have a better idea of the things, not just statistically, but watching the film, Nick, that we were pretty good at, that our guys are comfortable with, that we execute at a high level. There's basically, all these stats, but, where you have a win and a loss. And so first, second down, a win would be 4 yards or more on offense, less than 4 on defense. And you kind of look at the stats and you watch the video, and I think we figured out some things that we really do know that we could do at a high level, and we maybe need to do more of that as a coaching staff. And it's just a chance for you to kind of catch your breath and look back at the video. But the video is so powerful because it tells you, hey, hey, we're not good at this, and so let's stop doing that and let's do more of this. And again, you're right, I'm not going to give you any answers to the test, but there were a number of glowing things that we've learned.
You talked yesterday about how getting back on the grass can be therapeutic. Is there a time in your life you can think back to when that's the case for you?
Nick! You fucking soft cream puff fluffy wuffy. I want to hear about your feelings ass reporter. Maybe when his pops passed away, Nick. Maybe that was the last time. That's just a guess. Let's see what he says.
Not really. It's just always been my escape.
Yeah, like when, or at all, or anything at all.
And that's why when I lost my dad, I ended up taking a job in Jacksonville when in reality I wasn't planning on doing.
What did I just say? Maybe it's a guess. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. I ain't gotta be buddy with none of these media members, bro, because they all no. Patrick Walker, I respect. John Machota, it's my guy. Worked with cool people, but these dudes, man, and just some of the interactions I done had with these soft ass, pudding pop ass cornballs. I got my shiesty on, man. Hey, man. Remember what I said? I can't be held accountable for nothing I say with my shiesty on. But damn, Nick. Stupid ass question. The Raiders are coming. Ask questions about players coming back.
doing that. It's your escape. It's what you love to do. It's what you're great at. It's what you find comfort in. And there's a lot of things I love to do, but one of my favorite things to do is coach football and be around these guys.
Tommy Cowboys.com. What have you seen from Savone the last couple of weeks of practice, and how does it being his first NFL game kind of maybe go into how much you want to use him on Monday?
Well, I've seen the talent. The size jumps out at you. The speed jumps out at you. Again, a little bit like Demo, but probably even a little bit more being smart is, he's going to play. We want him to play, and I think he'll play well. But he is young. He is a rookie. He plays a very difficult position.
So Savone is going to play.
I just love the way he shows up every day with a smile on his face. He works.
Type of information.
A lot of times the workouts they're doing with Britt, are harder than what we do on the practice field. We do that for a reason because we want those guys coming back as soon as they can. But I don't think it'll be too big for Von. I think he's looking forward to it. But we'll be smart with how we use him.
And then Ashton Genty's a local kid, and we just talked about a lot in the draft process here. What have you seen from him this season, and how much of a challenge is that going to be?
Yeah, the guy's exactly what you saw at Boise State. They've had a little bit of a hard time, getting the running game going, but he runs hard. He's physical. He can make you miss. He's powerful. He's hard to bring down. But the talent is there, and you can see why so many teams coveted him and why he went 6 overall. And knowing Pete, you can see why they made that move to get him.
Joe Hoy, Dallas Morning News. In regards to Savone, anytime you get a rookie, there's a learning process about what they do once they get in your building. Obviously, with the injury, you didn't really see much on the field. What have you learned from him just in the last 21 days with him being on the field about what he could potentially do?
Yeah,
back to on the field questions. Nick Ass is this obsessed with these emotion questions. Did that shit yesterday, bruh. Asking weird ass questions like he trying to reach back. Nick is trying to reach back. Mark my words. You're gonna see a article from the Fort Worth Star Telegram soon. This dude trying to reach back and to write some really emotional ass piece about Brian Schottenheimer and the impact that he's had on this team and how he's helped this team deal with adversity. Watch. These
again, he gets a chance to cover GP and CD and those guys every day, but he's so comfortable and confident when he's in press man-to-man. Like he's number one, he's got incredible length, so he can use his hands, which allows him to control receivers and things like that. But a lot of guys play very much a mirror technique, and it's just different ways you teach it on defense. Schemes are different, but he is very comfortable because of his size, length, and speed that he's one of the more aggressive corners that I've seen, especially for a young corner. And that gets you excited because if you can throw off the timing of the passing game or disrupt the receiver's initial route stem, then the pass rush has a chance to get home to the quarterback. And then, of course, we like his ball skills.
You said before the bye there'd be more changes when the bye happened. Obviously, Nick kind of asked about that. What was the process for installing these things? Was it, hey, when you guys leave the facility for the bye, here are the things I want you to know? What was the process for installing?
Yeah, really the biggest thing was just hitting the highlights to the players. As we started today, really you try to just group it. Today's a first, second down day, so we hit some of the things that jumped out of our first and second down study on both sides of the ball, run game, pass game, protection-wise, getting after the quarterback. But we didn't go, too much into it. We just hit the highlights. Like we didn't hand them the big packet that says all the different reports that we wrote up. It was more hitting the highlights of different things that we think will make the biggest difference in us playing at a high level over these next couple weeks.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Hey, Brian. Dak, the last couple of games, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. But before that, 13 touchdowns, no picks in the previous 4 games.
That was a dumbass that asked, "Oh, do you feel like you could have did something different or saw something sooner?" Yesterday, Garrett Podell.
Kind of in your film review, as you mentioned, what have you seen from Dak this season, and what do you think you guys need to do to get him back playing more like those prior 4 games?
Yeah, I think, Garrett, when you look at it, it's really the type of games we've had to play the last 2 games against Denver, and, we got behind in both games and had to kind of play catch up, and, unfortunately, there's not many guys that are going to, play at a high level. That's not how we want to play, certainly. We want to be a team that can run the football and use our action passing game and, make people guess, and it feels like really for most of the second half of Denver, and then certainly the last quarter against Arizona, we were playing mostly 2-minute, and that's hard. When they know you're going to pass, and you have to pass, and everyone in the stadium knows you're going to pass, it's difficult. So the biggest thing I would say is just, we got to do a good job on first down in this game. That's going to be a big part of it, win first down. And I think that allows us, on defense and offense, as play callers, me and Flus, to be able to control what we want to do instead of the defense having control of the offense when you're ahead or behind.
What goes into winning on first down?
Execution. Got to run the ball well. You can't have self-inflicted wounds. You can't have penalties. You can't have, things like that. You got to throw completions. Doesn't mean you just check the ball down. You go through your progression. But for us, really in this game, it's going to be, a lot of things that we're very comfortable with. It's been a unique week to say the least. And I think that's why coming off the bye and knowing what we do well and what we kind of don't is a good formula, I believe, for this week.
Yeah.
Saturday, some of the AP. You mentioned meetings this morning, and the vibe was pretty good. What are you going to be looking for on the practice field that makes you feel like these guys are beginning that process or continuing that process and moving forward?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about it because I just don't think there'll be much that's different. You know, there'll be music on out there. I'll be jumping around and do what I normally do. And again, I think, you know, these guys are going to be excited to be out there with their brothers and doing what they love to do. You know,
I mean, it seems insensitive, man, but bro, people cannot walk around. Dude, y'all got to understand, everyone is not impacted the same way by loss and tragedy. And everyone doesn't have the same relationship with the people that's involved in said loss and tragedy. But everyone is expected to contribute to the same goal with that organization, regardless of loss and tragedy. I'm just speaking objectively. This ain't about what I feel, bro. This is about objectively speaking, bro. Y'all know I keep it real with y'all. Man, they can't be walking around, you know, with this like dejected sadness, like they just ready to just wrap it all up. They can't. They literally can't. So he gonna have to get his energy back up. He's gonna have to get back upbeat to Brian Schottenheimer, who he was before this situation. He's gonna have to get back on track, take some of the lessons he learned. Maybe he could parlay this into a strength for just his team as individuals, as people. Forget the football player aspect, it's just people. Maybe he could parlay this into a positive for those guys moving forward in their lives. But man, people gotta get back to real life now. Like, real talk. I mean, it's sad, but man, the world keeps spinning, bro. And it sounds crazy, it sounds insensitive, but that is the reality, bro. And that is a harsh reality you have to deal with, man.
I've said it's not just a distraction for me. You know, it's a distraction for them. You listen to these guys talk. You know, these guys a lot of them have lived through a lot of tragedy in their life.
Exactly.
And their escape is to come and be in the locker room with their brothers, put their helmets on, go out to the practice field. And again, we might be feeling a lot of emotions. I'm sure we will. But my hope and what I believe is that it won't feel that different.
And that's what you have to do with anything in life, man. You can't wallow, you can't live in that tragedy. You can't live in that pain. You can't exist in that space because it does you no good. And if you just get comfortable existing in that space, you'll never get out of it. You have to forcefully find your peace. You have to forcefully find your peace after tragedy to get through tragedy, not to get over it, to get through tragedy. You have to forcefully find your peace, man. Remember that term. I just made it up on the spot.
Jeff Cole with Fox Sports, kind of going right off of that,
term.
You know, not changing some of the things like you're talking about in practice. But you said yesterday there's no playbook for navigating forward with this. How much advice have you taken from some of the grief counselors around, and what, if any, have resonated most about how to handle this?
Yeah, quite a bit. You know, I think what they talk about
y'all
is everybody's
bullshit.
different, but
That's
you
what
have
I'm
to stay
tired
true to
of.
who you are.
I'm tired of y'all bullshit. Boy, I'm tired of these people asking questions like this, man. Football! Football! Football!
I'm a very authentic person, and I am who I am, and I'm not going to change for anybody, whether we win, we lose. In this situation, you lose a family member, because I only know one way to do it. And I think if I'm not who I am, the players are going to read that. And my job as a leader is to stand up front and be the first one that takes accountability, responsibility for the things we don't do well, and passes the responsibility and the praise to them, because that's what they deserve. So I'm always going to be me, and I'm never going to change. And I think we've got a lot of guys. I know, talking to a number of the leaders, man, they're like, we're done talking, we want to play. And
thank you.
That as a coach gets you excited.
Thank you.
Your leadership council, do they do more in this type of moment? How crucial have they been?
Yeah, they've been great. They do things that I don't even know about, but they're on top of the guys in the room that, maybe are struggling a little bit. There's plenty of, guys on both sides of the ball, but, it's been fun to just watch different guys lead. Like, I'll talk a little bit briefly about Donovan Azaraku. I mean, here's a guy that I've raved about from day one, and to hear him just speak and some of the things that he says and believes, the maturity of Donovan is incredible. It's just, and there's
What
guys
an
like that all the
upgrade over
time.
11.
I mean, I mentioned Quinnen, he just got here, but,
What an upgrade.
it's like, what do you say?
Character.
Hey, man, this is a difficult situation. It's like, Coach, I'm good. I'm just happy to be here, and whatever I can add from a leadership standpoint, and I just want to win. And things like that, give you comfort as a coach.
Ed.
Ted Werder.
Easy happened. The hell?
What's your vision for how you want to use those three guys, and
how unusual construction is it on defense to devote all that to defense?
Yeah, it's a fair question. It's a good question. I think, you saw us last game get into some of the 5 down stuff. There's creative ways we can use it with those guys. We don't just have to play 5 down to get those guys in the game without giving away. We can move pieces around and put certain guys in different spots. I think that's part of what, you'll see us do some this game, maybe even more moving forward. But when you have that much talent inside, it is a problem for the defense.
I think that's one symptom of the Marshawn Kneeland thing. I think that opens up. Because Osa, if you think about it, Osa Dickies and Marshawn Kneeland have damn near the same body type. They have the same build. You know what I'm saying? And they almost have the same skill set. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see Osa move more into a defensive end role rather than defensive tackle.
About stopping the run. You've got penetration, you've got ability to move those guys, package those guys in the pass rush. It's the closest thing to the quarterback. And then, we are going to play some 4 down. And when we do, the good news about having guys like that is they're going to be fresh. They're going to be over there catching their breath. And then when they come in, they're going to be hunting.
Yeah.
Kevin Sherrington, Dallas Morning News. You mentioned the other day that you told that group a couple of stories about Marshawn. I'm wondering if you could tell us those stories that you related.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Shoddy, handle this.
I honestly, I'm not trying to, keep it from you guys, but it's just something that to me is.
Thank you, man. Shut y'all bitch asses up, bro. Who just asked that?
It's probably private between us and the guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate you asking that. What I will say is, I'm sure the players will be very, very open to tell their favorite Marshawn stories. They've told me some that are incredible. But right now with what we're going through, I'd probably keep that private. And but I would ask them because I know.
Bro, they haven't even laid this young man to rest, and y'all are asking these dudes for play-by-plays of everything. The fuck is wrong with y'all, bro? What happened to the time where people were ashamed of even asking people how someone passed away because they were concerned with how that may impact the person they asking? What happened to that?
I was chuckling listening to a couple of them tell some stories because he was just such a playful young man.
Like
he just liked to have fun, and
him
and Osa doing anime and things like that. Things I didn't even know. So I would leave that to them.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Dumbasses. Man, y'all be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content on the regular. Hey, bro, our media criticizes our team. I'm going to criticize our media criticizing our team. Damn it. Our media criticizes how our team plays. I'm going to criticize how our media covers our team. How about that? Damn it. What the hell wrong with y'all, bruh? Peace, bruh. Y'all ain't got no...
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Hey! I'm still them boys.